Alright, so in this DIYNate video, we're going to be taking the radio out and replacing it. In fact, the issue I've got is this knob fails to actually turn the volume correctly, and causing me a lot of issues. And then also, I have issues with this knob when I try to adjust the time and stuff. So it's a very minor issue. I bought a radio replacement for it for about 50 bucks from a local junkyard. They did tell me to look at this code right here, REF, and make sure that's what I got over here, which is also got that REF. So I know that's the 2008 Jeep Compass Sport version for this one that's going to replace it. The knob colors are a little different. I've got black here. This has got the little chrome around the knob, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to swap these knobs out, but you can see they come off. So we'll give it a try on that, and you know, maybe I'll save the knobs for extra pieces if needed. But anyway, we're gonna get started with it. All right. So I also watched a handy YouTube video myself on that. From one of the things I understood initially is pull the parking brake up, and then you're gonna want to put your car into a drive position or a neutral position, so that you can actually you can remove this plastic piece around the knob gear shift. That's going to let you get access to the screws that start to hold this whole panel in place. So that seems to be the first step. And so I'm just going to put it left in, crank my car, go down to neutral, turn the radio off, and go into neutral, make sure we're in neutral, good to go. And then I'm going to power down from there, and hopefully my car will stop the beeping. Alright, so the next step is to pop this little side part here. You can see how easily I used a butter knife there, and just pop that open. You'll see what we're left with here, and then you can turn it, and you're going to see access to some Phillips screws, I believe, if I don't misunderstand what I'm doing here. So ideally I'll be able to get to those Phillips screws. There we go, and I should be able to start making some progress here. Two screws we're going to be taking off are here and here, so that makes it easy for us to get to those. Screw removal with a Phillips head screwdriver. Get this to come out. I think the term the other guy I'm watching is using is calling this plastic piece a bezel, a term that I'm not overly familiar with, but if that's what they call it, that's what they call it. So I'll take the other screw off here so we can take off this bezel, and then this bezel that gives us an outer trim there, and we'll be able to get to the radio from there. So you can kind of see, pretty easy job here. Once those pieces are off, hopefully I'll be able to turn the key back to park, so that I'm not having to listen to this for the rest of the afternoon. Okay. Make sure you put your stuff somewhere where easy to pick up. I keep it in there with my potato chips and other garbage. Now I'm pulling off the plastic piece here, and just using my butter knife to get around the edge here. And there we go. So I got that piece around the shifter cleared, and so that's going to give me access to this part right here. Now I should be able to get into this bezel and kind of take off the rest of this piece. So now I've kind of gotten my screwdriver in here and pulled a bit, and I've gotten my fingers up under here, which is pretty great. So we feel pretty good that we can actually get to what we need to get to. Next instruction is really going to be about getting the front of this thing off, and to do that we're going to have to actually lift up some of the paneling over here and over here, so that we can get this main center console piece off and then get behind here without having to take the whole thing off. So I'm going to try that out and see how that goes. I'm trying to find a lip here, and you can see I've kind of gotten a little bit of play going with a butter knife. It's the tool of choice from another YouTube video I watched. I'm getting myself a little bit of access here. I'm also using a screwdriver to kind of keep things in place. You can kind of see how I'm going to try and work this guy around a little bit without having to take it all the way off. Give me enough play, and you can kind of see how I've got some wiggle room there, and that should help me get up under this component here and start to work that. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so now that I've got this front section up, I'm actually giving me some access around the side here to kind of get this guy up. We're going to try and get up and over that hump. You can kind of use your hand a little bit to kind of pry up on this. Let's see if we can get the same thing going on the other side here. A little bit hard to record this one-handed, so but you can kind of get the idea of what I'm trying to do. With that little lip, should be able to get the tricky part. I've got enough room here. I'm going to try and get this piece up over the bumper there. See if I can get this going without ripping off my dashboard. And so now you can see I've got enough play there that I should be able to make this thing work. Okay, so next we're going to lift up and forward at the same time on this part. Again, difficult to see here, but I'm going to try and pull it apart. Okay, and you've got these little joints here that snap in. You've got some little plastic parts and a couple little latches as well that you can kind of see here. So now we've got that part off. The job should get a lot easier. In fact, you can see the next step is just going to be take off these next two screws. Phillips head. Take those guys off. It's an easily lean now. The job gets a lot easier after this. Alright, so that's now if you take a look at what we're working with, here's the whole plate. We've got the whole section here. The faceplate ready to come off. Pretty close to ready anyway. And really, at that point, we're just pulling this guy off and taking a look at what we're left with. I'm probably going to need to put it into neutral again so that I can get the whole plate off. But you get the idea. So now that I've got the faceplate on, you're off. You're going to actually see the screws that we need to get access to. Here's one, and then there's one on the other side. The other part, the AC cords are still connected over here, so we don't really want to take the whole thing off. We want to just give ourselves enough room to work in here so we don't have to do any extra special engineering. It's always my motto, little work as possible. So we're going to try and take these screws off, just getting around everything, and then we'll come in and we'll replace the radio from here. So I believe it's just really these two screws that hold the radio in place. After that, you've got a cord in the back. It'll need to be reconnected, and that's pretty much it. What I need to get to, I'm wanting each of the bottom corners here, so it is on there with 4 screws. So we'll come back and knock those guys out as well. All right, so now we're just gonna take the whole unit, as much as we can get to here, and we're gonna try and get the pieces out. And it's really hard to get this on video, again, with no help from my children or anybody else recording for me, so I'm trying to do my best here and give you the best shot I can. Just gonna take this part, pull on the radio hopefully, and there it comes out. And once we get it out here, you can see the radio starting to come out. We're gonna try and disconnect the wires. There should be just 2 holding things into place here, so we'll give that a shot. So one of the items not covered in the video I watched was you got to push down on this guy a little bit in the middle, and that'll release the back. You also have an antenna radio line on this side. You can kind of see now. I can get to it a little easier once I got that first guy off, and we're going to see if we can unhitch that. It looks like the whole piece is what I need, I believe, so that might be a little challenging. Might have to do a little bit of unscrewing here, and it might be something else to get that out, but hopefully it'll pop off. Just a second here, I might have to push in or pull out, so I'm going to have to use 2 hands for that. Apply a little bit of force with my fingers. I was able to get the radio line out, so now the radio is fully out. Make sure you know which one is the bad radio, so you don't put the wrong radio back in. I've set it to the side, and I've got my replacement radio right here ready to go. Keep activating the hazards on accident. So we'll try this new radio out. So in the video I watched as well, they didn't actually show the reinstall, so I'm going to try and capture that here. We're going to try and clamp these 2 pieces back together. Generally it's the reverse of what you've done just to get it to this stage, but just so you can kind of see me in action on this one, I think that might be helpful for some folks. So I'm going to put these 2 pieces back into the back of the radio, and then put the screws back in, reattach everything, bang on it, make sure the bezels and all that go back together. So it should be pretty easy from here on out. So I've hooked in the back 2 clamps. I'm a huge believer too when you're doing projects like these and checking your work along the way. So what we're going to do right here is we're going to flip it to hopefully mode, maybe. We'll see what happens here. Get a little volume going here, and what I'm noticing on this one, now that I've replaced the radio, my issue might not have been my radio itself. It actually very well may have been my connection. So I'm going to try and see if I can do something on the back wire to get that repaired. But interestingly enough, my knobs aren't activating, and that's concerning for me, because that was the whole point of replacing this radio. and if I have to really work for it, that's going to be a big problem for me. So I'm going to try and attach it, see if I can get some better connectivity on the back. Maybe that's my problem, maybe not. But you know, I haven't dealt with this before. The knob's working a little bit. I can hear the radio, but that's kind of the same problem I was dealing with before I replaced the radio. So that's concerning. All right, so I'm screwing in the components here. Now that I've got those pieces back, my radio somewhat works. It did not do exactly what I was hoping for. My volume issue seems to be tied deeper in the wiring, and I am not going to deal with that today. I got enough of an answer that I feel good that the radio functions enough for me that I should be able to get by with it, and maybe someday I'll take on more of a project to handle the wiring in the back. But for now, I'm just going to slide my pieces back together here. Got this part. I'm going to go back up under this. I've slid in the section here. I'm getting up underneath the dashboard there, and should be able to pop this back. And now with these clamps, I'm going to try and push down, snap it in place, make sure everything is locking in well. Got my little phone case there, and all the pieces are now back assembled. I've already put these screws back in, and so now just this little last piece, I'm going to be able to slide this guy back up around again. Sorry for the beeping in the background. I know that's really annoying. Snap back together, and be careful not to lose your screws. I think I've already lost one into the main console here, but I'm going to try and put this other guy back on the way it was originally put on. Again, I'm being very careful not to knock it loose. There we go. Everything goes back together the way you found it. We're back into park. I can finally shut off the annoying beeping sound, and there's probably a way to do that for those of you who don't know. Let's check it one more time, make sure everything is running. Alright, and we'll go to our radio. Power on. Volume control. Works. A little bit of sketchiness on turning it on, so that's going to be a little bit annoying. Find a radio station I like. And then I'll program my radio at some point in the future, but good to go. So radio is installed. In fact, I kind of like the knobs off my old one, so I'm probably going to swap these knobs out, and that will do it for me. Thanks, and I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for watching the DIYNate video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.